In this video, I'm going to talk about the best keyboard and mouse combination for your Mac or MacBook Pro. This video won't be super technical. I'm going to cover things that the majority of us actually care about and can understand. To put it in perspective, I had been using this mouse and keyboard for about 2 months, and I only did clicking and typing with them, so very basic stuff, until I really discovered why this mouse and keyboard are truly amazing. The things you can do with this keyboard and mouse are actually useful for the average person and not just gimmicky. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can get the best out of this keyboard and mouse and actually make them useful to your normal daily life. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I do tech reviews, I cover interesting gadgets, and I also do customizations, all from the perspective of a small channel without bias. Anyways, let's get started with this video. This keyboard has a beautiful Apple-like design with the square edges and the space gray color that is usually featured in the Apple products. The keys are concaved to model the shape of your fingertips, and honestly, I think it does work better and I can type more accurately now. This keyboard feels super extremely premium in the hand, and it's like a keyboard you want to keep forever. That's the feeling that I get when I hold it in my hand. It is also a little heavy, so that is always a good thing when you're trying to determine whether or not a product is premium. So this is one thing that many YouTubers I see out there talk about as a downside to this keyboard, which is how much is raised. What's the inclination that you can get, and the fact that it's not adjustable. In my case, I feel like this is comfortable enough. I don't need the keyboard to go on a really high slope. Honestly, I was a little concerned when I saw that you couldn't adjust the angle of the keyboard, but then when I started using this keyboard, I had no problem with it being the way it was. I think it's designed perfectly. Now, this amazing mouse also matches the color, the space gray color of the Apple products, and that is a beautiful match with the keyboard and with my MacBook Pro. The design of the thumb button is super cool. As you can see, it has some sort of 3D looking design that it looks very nicely when there's a light shining next to it. So it is definitely an awesome design, and I think this was one of the things that I looked at first. And actually it was one of the things that made me want to buy this mouse, to be honest with you. It was just that beautiful design right there. I also like how the battery life indicator looks right next to the thumb rest. The ergonomic design of this mouse is also very nice, and I feel like after using this mouse, I feel like this is the way mice are supposed to be designed. When I go back to my other mouse that I use for work, it feels so weird because it just feels out of place. But when I go back to the MX2 mouse, it feels like that's the way it's supposed to be and my hand feels supported. So I definitely love the ergonomic design of this mouse. If you care about the clicking noise, it is satisfying and very nice to click, but also just provides enough resistance for you to click it. So it definitely feels premium when you're clicking on this mouse, if you care about that. I always feel in heaven when I go back to my MX2 mouse. This mouse is definitely not for small hands. I have tested that. And if you want a mouse like this one, similar to this, you can go with the MX Anywhere. That is almost the same design, but a smaller factor. So that would be a beautiful mouse for you if you're looking for something like this. It is an amazing design, but it's a smaller design. But for hands like mine, a little bit on the medium size, this mouse is perfect. Overall, these two devices look amazing together. The design is just beautiful and they match. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can also get this mouse pad that I have here and I'm going to show it to you. I will leave links down in the description below and also pinned in the comments in case you're interested in buying any of the things that I'm talking about in this video. Those are direct links to Amazon. Both of these devices can connect via Bluetooth or by the unifying receiver. The keyboard connects via USB Type-C, while the mouse uses an Android-like USB cable. I would have liked them both to be USB-C, so I only had to use one cable to charge each one of the devices. But it's okay with me. I have a nice cable organizer on my desk. I'm gonna show it to you here, and also I'm gonna link the link to it down in the description below and also in the comments. This is a very nice and useful thing to have on your desk. The keyboard has smart illuminated keys that you can also disable. Basically, the way they work is when you have them on and you hover your hands over the keyboard, they come on. And then, when you take them off, it takes a little bit of time and then they go back off. But you also have the option to disable this if you'd like, and if you'd like this keyboard to last longer. You can also lower the brightness of the keys up or down depending on your preference. So for the battery, a full charge for the keyboard lasts about 10 days when you have the lights on, but up to 5 months when the backlight is off. For the keyboard and the mouse, you can connect up to 3 devices for each one of them. So pretty much, I'm not sure if you're gonna come across the need to do this, but let's say you have a laptop for work and then you have your personal laptop and you'd like to use your mouse and keyboard for both of those 2 devices. I have a work laptop and I have my personal laptop. What I do is I have 2 keyboards and 2 mice, but I could very well pair my keyboard, which I might do, to my work computer and then to my personal computer, which, you know, when you're at work, you can have it on your normal computer, and when you have your personal laptop, you can click one of the buttons to pair it to a different device. So you can pair up to 3 devices on your keyboard and up to 3 devices on your mouse. I think this is very useful right now that we're all working from home and we have a personal laptop and a work laptop, and you may only want to have one keyboard. I think this is a very nice option for you. For the battery of the mouse, Logitech claims that it can last up to 70 days, which I think it's pretty cool. Some of the keys on this keyboard are similar to the ones on the MacBook Pro, and they share the same language as far as naming the keys. You have the Control, Option, and Command keys that are also similar to the ones on the Apple keyboard. This keyboard was specifically designed for MacBooks. That's why you see the language and the way the keys are named just very similar to the ones on your MacBook Pro or Mac. Some of the keys within the keyboard are highly customizable. To demonstrate this, I'll show you how I have mine set up for high efficiency. This first button I'm going to show you right here pretty much shows you all the windows you have open currently on your computer. And so once I press over here, you can see that some of those windows appear there. And you know, you get a better visual of all of your windows, and this is obviously on your MacBook Pro as well, so they included it in this keyboard, which is beautiful. This button right here opens all the apps on your MacBook Pro, which is really useful when you're trying to browse through apps. So just press on that. These 2 buttons right here are for the brightness of the backlight. So this is going to be a demonstration of the backlights on this keyboard. You're probably not going to be able to see much because of, you know, it's so difficult to actually capture that in video. But when I hover my hands over the keyboard, the backlight comes on, and you know, it looks like this. I think this is the maximum brightness, but you know, you can also lower that brightness all the way down. Over here you have the buttons that I talked about before that you can switch from one device to the other one. There's 3 options here. So you have the option to connect up to 3 devices. You know, that's why you have a button here, 1, 2, and 3. Like I said, you can connect up to 3 devices. Right now I'm on device number 1. And you know, the way you pair this is you press this button until the light is blinking. That way you're activating the Bluetooth of this button, and then you can find, you know, you can connect it to the device you want to connect it to. Moving on to the right, this button right here is for the calculator, which I really like because I spend a lot of time looking for the calculator on my iPhone, and it's not that intuitive. But once you press this button right here, as you can see, I pulled up the calculator and it's easy for me to just use it whenever I want to. So that's a nice button here that it has. And then over here, let me talk about this button first. This one is to open new folders. So if you press on that, you see it opens up a new search folder, you know, so you can navigate through your computer. I think this button is super beautiful because sometimes I want more than one folder and I don't want to go to the Finder, right click and open a new folder or something. So this button here makes it super easy for me to open as many new folders as I want without having to click many buttons on my mouse. This button right here initially came set up as a screenshot button, but I configured it a little bit so that it can open up more than just screenshots. So once I press on it, I get the options to actually record my screen and take screenshots and whatever I want. So I usually do a lot of screen recordings for type of content like this. So for me, this button is super useful, you know, and it just, instead of me going through QuickTimer and then right clicking on it, file, and then create a new screen recording, rather than that, I just click this button and it makes my life super easy. So if you take a lot of screenshots on your computer, or if you record your screen a lot, this button right here is going to be a savior. And obviously this button right here on the right locks and unlocks your MacBook Pro. So it's super easy for you to just lock it instead of going to the menu and then lock screen. Since I closed my MacBook Pro for my daily use, I don't have those buttons available. So this right here, I just press on it and I lock my MacBook Pro right there. So this is a beautiful button I use every day when I want to lock my MacBook Pro. I don't want to leave it open. I just click on this button and it's super fast and easy. The mouse is also highly customizable. Let me show you how I customize my mouse for high efficiency. All right, so first this button right here, I use it to open all the windows. Again, just like the button on the keyboard that I showed you that shows you all of the windows you have open. With this one I can do the same, so it's a little easier because I have it on my thumb and I can easily just press in here and do it. Come in here on the right, these other buttons, the scrolling wheel here, I have it as a zoom, so I can zoom in and out of the page or photo or whatever I'm editing. And I think it's a neat feature as well because instinctively I pull it down like this and I scroll it down when I'm trying to zoom in, and when I'm trying to zoom out I pull it out. So it's instinctive and it's really nice to have here for people that do a lot of content creation or anything really. When you're creating, when you're working in Excel or Word, it's really useful. So the buttons right here, I want to show you what they do. I have them as Ctrl-Z and then redo. So let me show you what that means. For example, if I type something here and then I'm trying to go one step backward, I just click here on this button and it takes me back. And if I'm trying to redo what I had done before, I just click the one up here and and it's the redo button. So, but to be able to customize your mouse and keyboard, you would need to download the Logi Options software, which you can download from the Logitech website. But for your convenience, I will leave a link down in the description below. It took me a long time to find the actual link to the software, so I'll leave it down there to make your life a little easier today. So one last thing, I wanted to talk about the scrolling wheel on this mouse. I wanted to make this its own section within this video because I think it's really awesome. So the nice thing about this wheel is that you can scroll individual lines or many lines at the same time. For when you're trying to scroll fast to find something, you can also adjust the feel of the wheel. There's a button up here which you can click and you have two options. Either it's clicky or it's smooth. I personally prefer the clicky one because it gives me that scrolling feedback, and it tells me, how many lines I'm scrolling down. And if I'm going fast, you just scroll it super fast and it rolls quickly. And, so you can either do slow or fast at the same time. That's the beautiful thing about it. In conclusion, I very much love this pair. And like I said, you have the keyboard, mouse, and that nice pad. This is a beautiful combination. It makes your whole setup look beautiful and professional. It's just so premium, really. So both of these three things make my desk look so amazing. And I'm super excited with this keyboard and mouse. I remember I bought a gaming keyboard before. It was a Razer keyboard with the lights and stuff, and I really didn't like it. I don't know, it was just not for me. I have a profession, I do YouTube, and I do other things, and this keyboard makes me feel good about typing. It makes me want to type more, and it gets me excited every time I type on it. So I wouldn't buy anything else for my MacBook Pro as far as keyboard and mouses go. I wouldn't even buy the Apple keyboard and Apple mouse, Magic Mouse, whatever they call it. I had it before. I feel like this is the most premium keyboard and mouse you can get, and the prices are not too bad either. They're okay. The keyboard is about $99 and the mouse is about 50 something, so the price is not that bad. The quality of these two devices is out of this world, and I'm being really honest with you. I'm not trying to sell you this device. It's not my company. I don't work for Logitech. This is, and also they're not sponsoring this video. This is a truly amazing combination. So, if you're gonna get this, let me know down in the comments below. And if you bought it, let me know what's your experience been like. If you like this video though, click on the like button. That would help me a lot. And if you feel like subscribing to this channel and watching more videos like this, there's a button down there that you can click. I think it's down here. So thank you very much for watching this video. I will definitely see you in the next video if you subscribed. And if you don't, I'm not gonna take that at heart. But thank you very much for watching this video anyways. You have a good day.